There was something in the air that evening. Quiet, heavy, charged. Like the pause before a storm. It wasn't anything you could see or name, but you could feel it, humming beneath the surface. That kind of silence that makes your thoughts louder than they should be. I didn't know when it began, only that something had shifted between us. Something fragile, but undeniable. He had always been kind, thoughtful even. A steady presence in the house. But lately it felt like I was seeing him differently. Or maybe he was different. His tone was quieter, his glances lingered, and there was an awareness between us that hadn't been there before. I told myself I was imagining it. I wanted to believe I was. Sometimes our eyes met across the room, and for just a moment, the world felt too still. There was no sound, no movement, only that unspoken current of recognition. It made me uneasy, not because of what was said, but because of everything that wasn't. I tried to shake it off, busying myself with small tasks, distractions, noise, anything to drown out that growing tension. But the air around us thickened each day, and the house itself seemed to hold its breath. One evening we sat in the living room. The television played quietly, but none of us were watching. I could feel the weight of unspoken words pressing down like a second heartbeat. Every rustle, every breath felt amplified. I remember thinking, this is how walls start to close in, not with sound, but with silence. Then came the moment I can't forget. A simple apology. 2 words, I'm sorry, but they landed differently, as if they carried a meaning neither of us wanted to unpack. I smiled weakly and said, it's fine, but it wasn't. Nothing about that moment was fine. After that, the days seemed longer. My husband was away on business, and the house felt unnervingly empty. Too much space, too much quiet, and yet, I never felt truly alone. I'd hear footsteps in the hallway, soft, hesitant, and I'd freeze, waiting, listening. It wasn't fear, exactly. It was anticipation, and that terrified me most of all. One afternoon, I stood in the kitchen, sunlight spilling across the counter. I felt someone behind me before they spoke. That strange sense you get when someone's presence fills the room before you turn around. Need help? He asked softly. I didn't look up. No, I've got it, I said, though my hands trembled slightly. The tension hung between us, invisible but suffocating. A moment stretched longer than it should have. It was nothing, just a question, a pause, an instant, but it changed everything. Because from then on, nothing felt normal again. That night, I sat in the dark, lights low, heart restless. I replayed everything, the silences, the glances, the moments that meant too much. Maybe it was just me. Maybe it wasn't. Then I heard footsteps again, slow and deliberate. We should talk, he said quietly. I didn't answer right away. My pulse thundered in my ears. This isn't easy, he continued, but pretending nothing's changed isn't helping either. There it was. The truth I'd tried so hard to ignore. I looked up, and in that instant I realized what scared me wasn't him. It was the mirror he held up. The reflection of something I'd buried long ago. Loneliness, fear, the aching need to feel seen again. The storm outside finally broke, thunder rolling through the night, and just like that, I knew, whatever this was, whatever line had been crossed, the real battle was no longer between us, but within me.